let me back it up before we run out of time. I just want to
Okay,
go back on that Garland thing because that really
that's
obviously
right.
disclosure. He was my favorite player, but it Bill Armstrong from almost day one rubbed me the wrong way, the same way that Chaika in retrospect rubbed me the wrong way. Because look what Chaika did to some of his veterans. Like he bought out
Yep.
Anton Vermette. He essentially just sent Z to the AHL. He essentially benched Z, even though if you
Yep.
look at that damn roster, you cannot find even 4 defensemen that were better than Z. Even at that point in his career that year, they should have just let him finish it
Z
out.
Z for everybody is Zbigniew Mikalik, and I agree with that. That it was obviously his final year. Like he made it pretty apparent, and they AHL'd him. A little bit of a disservice. It's one thing to be James Neal and you're on, unfortunately, a good team and you've gotten pushed to the AHL. It's another thing to be on a bad team and that team is putting you in the A. I think that's some BS.
Especially when he still had the ability to play the way he did, because he was still like, even at that point, good. Probably what, second pairing.
Yeah,
Defensive
at
defenseman.
least you could put him on the third pair. Like
Mm-hmm.
you could find space for him.
And
it
then
wasn't like there was.
Anton Vermette-
I was
Sorry,
gonna say is it wasn't like there were kids that needed to play either. It wasn't.
But we had the roster spaces for those kids, for Connor Murphy, and I
Yeah.
think Stone might have still been on the team, or he might have got traded that year. But the roster space was already there. It was just asinine. It rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
Vermette was our best face-off guy. Same thing with like how Strome was one of our best face-off guys whenever they moved on from him. So like that's a real good way to rub someone the wrong way. And thankfully, how good that trade was, it made up for a lot of it. But it still does not take away the criticism of you should have called Connor and said, hey, we want you here, but we're exploring different trade options. We're interested in trading you. It's business. Connor is a professional. He was even talking about he wasn't asking for Keller money. He didn't want he didn't want superstar money. He just wanted that commitment, and they did him dirty the same way that Z because it wasn't like Vermette went to a Stanley Cup contender. He went to Anaheim that year, and Anaheim wasn't a playoff team that year. I don't think, or they were. Like
I think they were.
Seeds.
No, I think they.
No, they were a low seed.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, they I think at highest
Okay.
they were 7th that year because it wasn't even like they went to like a cup contending team. Unlike when they traded him, he won his cup in Chicago and came back. I didn't mind that, but like those things, especially starting off, just in case there's a small chance BA ever watches our stuff. First impressions, you only get one, and it's like I don't
Yep.
care what the logic was. I don't care how good that trade was. Obviously, I've forgiven now because he's done a good job. But those first impressions, rubbing people the wrong way,
Got to be
you
careful.
got to be careful.